Growing up, I was at church every time the doors were open. Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday evening, sometimes more. And yet, by the time I got to college, I realized I didn't actually know that much about my faith. Well, to be more precise, I didn't know that much about Christianity beyond the one narrow slice of it I'd personally encountered. I knew a lot about my congregation, but next to nothing about the one down the street. I knew what my denomination thought about the Bible, but I had no idea why other Christians interpreted it differently than we did. I knew there were people who also loved Jesus who had really different ideas on stuff on baptism and hell, wealth and politics, but I didn't know why their views were unlike mine or what to make of the difference between us. I had never been introduced to the many faithful and orthodox Christians, both historic and around the world today, whose commitment to following Jesus didn't look exactly like my own. My book, A Flexible Faith, is the resource I wish I'd had then. It's designed to be an easy introduction to the many ways one can follow Jesus, a friendly tour guide to the debates Christians have long had on 17 key issues of the faith. But it's not just about the big questions. A Flexible Faith is also an introduction to Christians whose version of Christianity may be unfamiliar. Some of these are the saints who have gone before us, like the radical preacher John Chrysostom, or the medieval mystic Hildegard of Bingen. But others, and interviewing them was one of the most fascinating and enjoyable parts of writing the book, are Christians from around the world who are working out their faith in unusual ways right now. I spoke with a Benedictine nun, a member of a Latin American-based community, a Messianic Jew, a racial reconciler, and an Amish convert, and more, whose unique commitment to Christ are a rich contribution to the Church Universal. The Apostle Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians that we as the body of Christ are not made up of one part, but of many. And too often I think we forget that. We forget that there are so many faithful Christians who don't look and think and worship exactly like we do. And that misunderstanding can push people to leave or avoid the church because they've been falsely told there's just one way to follow Jesus. But even for those of us who stay, missing the diversity within Orthodoxy has serious consequences. When we don't understand what Christians and other traditions believe, why they believe it, and how it relates to what we believe, we're more likely to treat each other with mutual suspicion and distrust. If we can understand and appreciate the diversity of belief and practice within the church, it trains our eyes on Jesus instead of ourselves. It forces us to recognize ours as a flexible faith, not because truth is flexible, but because God, thank God, is flexible with us, with our foibles and blind spots as much as with our unique insights, cultures, preferences, talents, and contributions to the body of Christ. My name is Bonnie Christian, and my book, A Flexible Faith, Rethinking What It Means to Follow Jesus Today, will be available May 15th, 2018, everywhere books are sold.